Hello everyone and welcome to Nalanda EDvantage. So this time we're going to learn about something different, right? So this is since we are learning in an era where everything is on online platform. So I thought why don't I help out to plan out some things which will help my students to prepare for self-study, how to make a self-study plan, note making techniques and revision techniques. So this video will entirely help you out on these topics. I know this video is slightly different than what we have been teaching right now. However, how to study definitely is going to benefit in a long run. And I'm planning to bring out few more videos like that, maybe in a week or twice, so that it might benefit you more. So let's quickly start. Now, online learning is a new experience for many students. So let's start with the new useful tips by which students can make maximum gain through online learning. The first and foremost study tip is organize your study space. Now, some of us we have a habit of reading or studying on our bed or sofa or somewhere place which is not designated as such. Never ever do that. Try to keep whatever study space you have in a designated place and try to read or study at table and chair sort of. It doesn't need to be a typical furniture. You can always sit on the ground with the back at your wall so that your posture doesn't slouch, right? Number two, try to keep whatever study space you have a neat and tidy. Very much it affects the psyche of how to study. If you have things organized in your way, you are going to benefit it in a long run. Now, when lying down or in other situation where you're reading or writing is tricky, so then make sure your posture is very well maintained. This we have already discussed, because what happens, students don't see this, and in the longer run they are affected with spondylitis and cervical sort of diseases. If you share a space with other people, mostly in houses we have seen that obviously sometimes we don't get a separate room. So just try to find out a quiet area, any corner, any balcony area, or any kind of a part of your house where sometimes you have a few distractions. So this is how you're going to organize your study space. Having a study space is first and foremost thing, because this will remind you that this space is only for studying and not for relaxation or some distractions. That is why it is important to designate a typical space for study. Number 2, avoid distractions. Now, we all know that the major culprit nowadays to study is our phone, right? We have distractions everywhere, like everywhere. Obviously, we have a family and everyone right now residing with us, or we are residing with them. However, point is, the phones, the television, social media, everything is available at a click of a button. And what happened? You tend to move towards them knowingly, unknowingly, and you get distracted. So for the start, move your phone some distance away so it's not instantly available. I would advise you that whenever you're trying to study, give your phone to your siblings, leave it at a cupboard, leave it in a separate room so that your phone is not there to distract you. Or even best, give it to your parents. At least they will be happier, right? Number 2, you could try the Pomodoro technique. Now, Pomodoro technique is very beneficial. Sometimes I even use it. This technique utilizes to study for 25 minutes and then you allow yourself a 5 minutes break. But in those 25 minutes, you are focused like anything, right? This 25 minutes can be increased or decreased depending on your concentration. However, try to sit at least for 25 minutes. You will get maximum out of it. So within those 25 minutes, your focus is solely on the page, on the topic, on the line that you're reading, and it's just not the passive reading or passive listening. Be active about it. You think and you find out what you are going to read. So in that 25 minutes, no distractions at all. You will see yourself that at the end of 25 minutes, you might not want to take a break, and this has happened for sure. It had happened with me. So you try to continue ahead like 5 minutes more, 10 minutes more. So like this way you are going to try to complete an entire cycle of an hour. So for sometimes I do complete an hour or more without even standing up or without even feeling to take a break. However, it depends on student to student or person to person. So what you can do is you can try this technique for once, for starters, and just work yourself for 25 minutes for the starting. Take 5 minutes break, and within that break, after that break, come again, sit, be fresh, and then start another 25-minute cycle. Now, very important thing. We think we are having that 5 minute break, so what is the harm? Let's watch TV, let's see a phone that we have kept ourselves in the cupboards, or we have kept away. No, never ever do that. That 5 minutes break is for something physical activity, like you are stretching yourself, you're walking in the house, go towards your balcony area or somewhere area where you can get a fresh air, talk to someone. Utilize those 5 minutes break without any gadget. That is the biggest mistake you can do if you are putting your gadget on again. Trust me, you won't be able to start your cycle again. Right? So be sure that your 5 minutes break are gadgetless. Number three, right? What you can do is some people like to have those noise cancelling headphones, right? But it's not necessary. I don't find it much helpful for me. So either you can use that, although you could use some instrumental music. Now this has helped many students or many person. uh, what they could do is, but the difference lies is, let me just tell you, try to use instrumental music and not lyrical music. There's a difference. Whenever we are putting lyrical music, we tend to have those lyrics in our mind, we tend to follow those lyrics, and hence we are losing the focus from our own work. But if you're using the instrumental music, the music stays with you, it just used as your alpha waves, and the brain works accordingly. So always, if someone likes to listen music, so do one thing: go to your any musical websites you have, then search study music or instrumental music, classical musics for study. There is numerous kind of musical uh, uh, items available which will help you for sure. This has really helped me. I try to do that, and I hope it does for you also. Now, number three, make a daily timetable. We always have heard this to how to make a daily timetable. We'll stick to the daily timetable, but we are not able to do so. Trust me, it is very, very difficult, and discipline is the key to it. I know not all of us can stick to the things that we plan out. However, I'm here to help. I can only suggest. So just prepare a daily timetable. Do not For starters, if you're starting it today and you never have this ability to follow your timetables, do one thing: plan your things, what you're going to learn, what you're going to study according to time schedules which is benefiting you. Do not copy anyone's timetable. You know yourself better. Other person has their own method, you have your own method of studying. But make sure that your timetable is not packed, it's not jam packed. Try to start a bit easy on that, try to go easy. So make sure your regular breaks are included, and proper lunch break and some exercise break, like I told you, like a pomodoro technique. So you have 5 minutes break, try to do some stretching and everything which is good for your neck, good for your body also, right? So make sure you have those breaks included. Then list out the things that you want to achieve, then work out in the best order. Now we have many things to do, and what we don't realize is we need to prioritize them. Okay, we need to prioritize them in the manner it needs to be done. So assess your work accordingly, like which is urgent, which can be planned, or which urgent means it needs to be done now, right? So that will be your priority, that will be number one priority. Now which are important, although they are important, but they doesn't need to be done right now. So what you can do is you can plan it for the next thing. Okay, maybe after the urgent work you can do that work. Then not important, you can have those works, like something that you need to have, you are thinking of reading a book or something which is not that important, but yes, you wanted to do it, so you keep it as a third priority. That's something which I need to do, but it's not very much important and not need to be planned also. And last one is just a leisure activity or something that you want to have that. So you can try these 3 or 4 pointers. You can prioritize your work and then work accordingly. Trust me, it works. Okay, so you will think, you will find out that okay, your timetable is managed on those goals. Now, maybe aim to do the most important thing first, just now I have told you, and finish with something quite straightforward. That is the first and foremost plan of following the timetable. That's it, nothing else. So, and the what pleasure does it give to strike out that word, that list off from your timetable, right? That you have already done it. Oh, it gives you an immense pleasure. So just follow your timetable, make a timetable accordingly, include your sleeping schedule, include your eating schedules, right? Your breaks also, very important. Whenever you feel like you're having your break, suppose, and you want, give yourself a adapt amount of time for a breaks, but although do not stretch it to more than half an hour or more. However, it will ruin your timetable, right? And suppose you're doing some important work, please avoid the gadgets, because once you think okay, this is my half an hour break, I'll be able to watch some TV and everything, trust me, you won't be able to move back towards your timetable. So try to do some gadgetless work. Have this gadget time, give yourself as a reward when you have completed at least 3 4 items from your timetable, right? So I hope this will really help you. The main proper agenda of making a timetable is sticking to it. That's it. And when you are sticking to it, how? Uh, when you're sticking to it, you will see that the work has been following up. You are trying to cover it up and you are doing it. So things are getting in, getting done. So I hope this will really help you. Now, next one is think about how you learn best. Now, every student is different. Every person is different. They have their different learning techniques, as well as they comprehend things differently. Some like prefer reading, some prefer watching things, and some use both AV modes. Okay, some might need a help from a tutor, or a lecture method is good for them. So just find out, give yourself a good introspection. What are the methods that you learn easily, right? Then you can give yourself a mock test or an online quiz. Nowadays, numerous materials are available online. They have online resources just at a click of your hand. Watch them. Suppose you have a topic to study, right? So you study that topic. Study in whatever manner you like. What if you like to read books, you read that. Suppose there are YouTube videos available, like I put my videos on Nalanda EDvantage, you can watch that. So this might help you to revise as well. Now after you have completed that resource, that study material, do one thing, test yourself. Go for search for those mock test or quiz on that particular topic and assess yourself how you have done. This will give you a fair understanding of how you have comprehended the topic, or if you have done it or not, right? Now, very important thing I tell my students is, now they are not in a habit of writing. I don't blame them, because everything is available online and you are being taught at, with phones and your laptops, everything is done online. However, we need to give the subjective test as well. We need to prepare it, and writing will never ever go away. This is the major difference in how students gain advantage, or how students gain more marks compared to others. The key difference lies in this, how you're writing your answers. Trust me, even though right now. And this habit of note making or note taking is going to give you a benefit in the long run as well. When you need to study for, suppose you are studying for your government exams, or you're studying even for yourself as well, right? So one of the few techniques that I like is the Cornell method. This Cornell method is what your teachers are also have been telling you. For example, in your copy, you have margins divided, yes? So this involves like dividing a page in a main column, a narrower column, and a space at the foot of the page, right? Even your word page is divided like this. There's a space, there's header and footer, and then you can include margins, one a main margin and one other narrow margins. Now, this narrow margin is used for headings. The space given at the at the bottom of the page is for your notes or your summary of the main page that you're reading, right? So you can use different colors, but make sure you are sticking to at least two colors only, not more than that, because it's going to give you it's going to look like a rainbow. You don't require that much distraction. You just need a simple blue, black, or black and blue are good to go. Make sure right, so like students, sometimes what you do is when you are writing, some have fast writing, some have slow writing, so you think like that my entire time is going to go. No, it's not like that. At least you are in a habit of writing, and this will improve for sure. At least start writing from one page, then two page. Then again, you'll find out that you are going to increase your speed as well. And first and foremost, you read a text and then you are taking notes from that text. Please don't copy the entire text. The note making is not copying the text, is just finding out the important points, finding out the crux of that point. So that means note making essentially involves reading and active reading on that. Number two, writing. You have a good writing, you will practice your writing skills also. And number three, revising, because you are planning how to give the notes, right? The narrower columns, you give the headings, so you are thinking and you're applying the thoughts on that, and you are giving the crux at the bottom of the page if something else needs to be written on that. Okay, so this is how. Try to include your note making in not more than 2 to 3 lines maximum if required. So this will help you to revise. Afterwards, it will look like a book again. There's no point of taking notes if you're going to write big paragraphs. So I hope it will be helpful to how to take notes from textbooks or wherever you are reading. Now, the most important thing and the most dreaded thing of all those things, at least for me, is revision. Every time you have you have thought of listen from your teachers, revise the topics, revise the paper before submitting. So yes, it's very very important, because whatever you have studied, if it is not revised, it is not benefiting you at all. Because the study says whatever you have studied like yesterday, you are remembering like almost 50% of it today, and as the days goes by, it reduces and drops to zero very easily. You think you could remember, but no, you are not, you will not. So revision plays a very important role. Okay, now one of the best thing to revise, or to understand something, it's not just a revision technique, it's just an understanding technique, is Richard Feynman technique. He was an important philosopher, physicist and scientist. Go ahead, google him and find out more about him. It's really really amazing. Now he has given us technique to understand the concepts. Now this understanding of a concept helps me to revise also. Basically, suppose you have studied a topic, right? Choose any concept that you want to study. Now, teach a child. If you don't have a child at someone, it's just something that you can practice it in front of a mirror, okay? Or you can practice it with your parents. Anyone who is available just right now. Just make sure, try to include anyone who is a bit younger or who doesn't understand the complexity of the topics. Okay, the main purpose is this, that you need to understand, or you need to teach at a level which is very very simple. Hence the any child is very much helpful. Now when you are teaching a child who doesn't know the concept of the complexity of the concept, or the keywords which are very very difficult, so what you're going to do, you are going to make it easier. You're going to make it easier to understand, right? So this is making it from complex to simple is helping you to store information in your brain in a like a permanent manner. This will make sure that you have understood the concept. Now once you are teaching, you will find out that what are the gaps you are having. Okay, so identify those gaps means sometimes you will not be able to comprehend those topics easily, so that means you have not understood yourself. So identify those gaps. Okay, then review and simplify again and repeat it. So just those important topics, take it out and find out at how it can be assessed in a simple manner. Go ahead and teach again. In this manner, you will be able to grasp the concept very very easily. And trust me, the child you are teaching is very much is delighted to help you out, right? And if you don't have any child or any sibling or younger sibling, go ahead and imagine that you are teaching it to a child, or in front of a mirror, or any someone who is maybe from not a different from a different background, so they don't understand this, right? So this is the Richard Feynman technique, and very very helpful, trust me. So revision is very important. Now for revision, what you can do else apart from this technique is keep your notes. Since you are making your notes, note making is not only the sufficient thing, you need to revise those notes. So suppose you have taught a topic today. By sleeping, before sleeping, make sure you are including a revision time in your timetable. So before sleeping, you are just focusing on that page. You just go through your page once. That means you have revised, and it won't take hardly 10, it won't take more than 5 minutes, right? Then as you are waking up in the earlier morning, next morning, so you are taking a look at it once again. So that means you have revised it twice time, and it won't take more than 5 to 10 minutes. Then take 24-hour times. So you have done it. Now try to revise it within a week. Okay, the same topic, revise it within a week, which will help you to understand how much you have remembered it. Then once the week goes by, you can increase that difference, maybe 20 days or maybe a month. So this, the third time revision, will definitely grasp your concept entirely and for permanent time. Number 3, most of us feel that we don't have a time, to carrying and everything. So what you can do is, whatever notes you have created, take a screenshot of it on your phone, and wherever you are on the go, your phone is always handy, right? Suppose you're traveling just now, or you are doing something, you have phone in your hand. Instead of watching those watching a TV or any other extra activity which is not in your leisure time and you are just killing your time, why don't you go through your that snapshot once? So there you go, within just 5 minutes you have revised the entire topic again. Yes, so make sure you're keeping your notes handy, the books in the reach of your in your easy reach, so that you can take it out and you can read it. Revision is very very important. All those note making on all those timetables will fail if you're not revising it. Yes. Okay, so let's see. These are the summarized tips. What you can do is, like, you can start your day early. Now I know many of us don't have the habit of waking up early, or some of us are sleeping late. That is totally fine. It depends on you. Just now I told you, find out what works best for you. Okay, it's not like a person A is sleeping early and person B is studying late. So or the one is studying early. No, it depends on you, whatever time you feel. Okay, but yes, the benefit that I feel of one person who is studying early or starting the day early, it's just not studying also, the starting the day early, is that they have entire day to dispose of at their hand, right? So they have much greater amount. But again, it depends on you. Whatever way you feel like, you focus like, you can do that. Put it in your timetable, so do that. Create a personalized work study space which needs to be neat and tidy every time. Make sure you have a realistic timetable covering all your subject. It's not like, please do not include, okay, I'll study 4 hours today for this subject and 2 hours. No, try to make a realistic timetable what you can follow easily. Okay, make notes, then take small breaks, monitor your progress through your weekly test, right? Then identify your weaknesses and strengths. Very important. Some might be good at reading, some might not be good at revising. Okay, so whatever you are lacking, try to focus, try to give more time for that, so that you are working on your weaknesses. Do not cheat yourself. Be honest what you're going to do. And it's not like that on day 1 also you will complete all your goals. Maybe you might be completing your goals on the day 1 and day 2. However, when the day 5 will come, you will feel like, I don't want to study. Please don't do that. Whatever the thing you have started, whatever time you have now taken out and you have applied on that 4 days, on the 5th day you are going to ruin it yourself. Make sure you are sticking to that. Okay, maintaining a habit is what makes us successful. It's in the daily things that you are going to do. Identify your time waster. Just now I told you, if I study, I put my phone at bay, or just put a D&D button, do not disturb button, or give your phones to your parents or your siblings, or you put it in your cupboards. Identify your time waster so that you don't procrastinate at the last time. And surround yourself with motivational thoughts. Read inspirational books and biographies to stay focused and inspired. Now this is the new thing. It's an advantage edge of the day. It says that no one is you, and that is your superpower. Trust me, you are your own superpower. No one is there like you. So use your benefits, use your strengths, and eliminate your weaknesses. I hope this video was helpful for you, and please thank you for watching, share and subscribe to maximum people, which will help them as well.